Picture this. It's 4 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. You're lounging on the couch, mindlessly doom scrolling through your social media feed, probably still in your pajamas because who are we kidding? Suddenly, a headline grabs your attention like a toddler yanking at your leg. This politician said something outrageous 15 years ago. Or you won't believe what this celebrity did now. Before you know it, your heart races, you feel the adrenaline, and you're pulled down the rabbit hole of anger and outrage. Welcome to the world of ragebaiting, where healthy discussions are as rare as a snowstorm in the Sahara. Today, we'll explore why in recent years, we seem to have traded reasoned discourse for a frenzy of fury and how it's reshaping our society, one viral post at a time. To really get to the bottom of ragebaiting, we need to go back to the dawn of the internet. Remember when MySpace was cool? Back then, we were all about sharing angsty song lyrics and awkward selfies. It was a simpler time. Fast forward to now, and social media has become a battleground where reason is left at the door, and outrage is the main course. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet, but the only dish is a heaping pile of fury topped with a sprinkle of "can you believe they actually said that?" As social media platforms evolved, so did their algorithms. They quickly realized that nothing drives engagement quite like a good scandal. The tabloid newspapers had this figured out years before social media. It was inevitable that outrage would become the hottest commodity on the internet. Just look at the aftermath of that Kanye incident. Not only did it dominate the news cycle, but it turned into a cultural phenomenon that spawned countless memes, YouTube videos, angry tweets, forum debates, and even a Netflix documentary. It was a similar story for the slap that was felt around the world. So what exactly is ragebaiting? It's a cunning tactic used by influencers and content creators to evoke a strong emotional response, primarily anger and outrage. Think of it as the online equivalent of those carnival games where they dangle a stuffed animal in front of you, but instead of a plush toy that's basically impossible to actually win, it's an endless scroll of bad takes that induce rage. They use provocative headlines, clickbait titles, incendiary language, and strategically selected snippets designed to get under your skin faster than a mosquito in July. I've been a content creator for several years now. I remember when a negative comment could be rather upsetting. It felt unfair after hours and hours of time and energy poured into a video I had created only for someone to take 10 seconds out of their day to say something that I felt was mean. Obviously, you have to grow a thick skin, and often some of these comments raise reasonable points that I am willing to take on board, but what I didn't see coming was that there are entire accounts now dedicated towards generating these comments. That's literally the goal. This is the engagement they are striving for. I've watched this trend steadily rise over the years with great fascination. A fellow content creator once told me that every good video has at least one purposeful mistake in it, a mispronounced word, an incorrect fact, because this is far more likely to get the comment section flowing. Similarly, a few years ago, there was a false article about how Starbucks was adding toxic chemicals to their drinks. The headline alone was crafted to provoke outrage. It had people screaming in line at their local coffee shop, convinced that their beloved pumpkin spice lattes were going to kill them. It was quite literally made up, a complete fabrication. The pumpkin spiced lattes are fine, but the power of outrage turned a simple coffee order into a battleground of public opinion. Welcome to the outrage economy, where clicks translate to cold, hard cash. Content creators, journalists, and influencers have figured out that stoking outrage is licensed to print money. More clicks, more engagement in the form of arguments and angry comments mean more ad revenue. The algorithm doesn't care if engagement is positive or negative, well, for now. But thanks to AI, that's changing, so ragebaiters might want to take note of that fact. Nothing gets the clicks rolling in like a headline designed to tick you off or a word accidentally, on purpose, spelled incorrectly. Quick! Everyone flood to the comments section. Someone is wrong on the internet. It's like McDonald's: quick, cheap, unhealthy, and utterly irresistible. Take, for instance, that time an influencer claimed that feminism is the reason for the decline of the American family. The post went viral, eliciting a flood of comments ranging from "absolutely true" to "what planet are you living on?" News outlets capitalized on this frenzy, publishing articles to dissect the outrage and pulling in clicks like it was Black Friday. In this economy, every enraged click translates to dollars, and believe me, they're counting. So what's the real impact of ragebaiting on our society? This is actually quite saddening and tragic. Healthy discussions have been replaced by shouting matches. These online arguments are spilling into the real world. Have you ever tried talking politics at a family dinner? It's like tossing a lit firecracker into a pool party. Everyone's laughing until it explodes. Not only does this foster division, but it also creates a culture where people feel pressured to take sides. You're either with us or against us, there's no middle ground. We explored the concept and consequences of groupthink in a recent video on this channel. Remember the ice cream debate? An influencer posted a video of themselves eating a cone in a very unconventional way, and suddenly, Twitter was ablaze with comments like "That's not how you eat ice cream." And why does this matter? The internet exploded with anger over a basic food choice. It's ridiculous, but that's the power of ragebaiting. It transforms the mundane into a battleground. If people are prepared to be this incensed about ice cream, imagine the problems things like politics and religion might cause. No one is truly listening. Instead, everyone is locked in a cycle of shouting into their own echo chambers, spaces meticulously crafted by algorithms that feed us content aligned with our existing views, preferences, and biases. These digital bubbles insulate us from differing perspectives, amplifying our own beliefs while silencing opposition, creating the illusion that everyone around us thinks the same. In this environment, genuine dialogue becomes rare, critical thinking is dulled, and we become more polarized, each of us unknowingly following paths preset by algorithms that prioritize engagement over understanding. In this way, we're primed to take the bait. Let's dissect a classic Ragebait post. First, we start with the headline. It's loud, it's bold, and it's designed to provoke an immediate reaction. Something like, "This new law will destroy our way of life." Next comes the opening paragraph, which is a roller coaster of emotions, throwing you into a frenzy before you even have a chance to think. They use phrases like "you won't believe" and "the shocking truth about," or "absolutely disgusting," to crank up the anxiety. Then there's the body of the article, where facts are often cherry-picked, and context is tossed aside like you were by your narcissistic ex who ghosted you in 2019. Remember that viral post claiming coffee is actually poison? It spread like wildfire. The article pulled together just enough studies to make you question every cup of joe you've ever had. Yet, it was sensationalism at its finest, igniting debates among caffeine lovers and skeptics alike. But here's the kicker: most people shared it without even reading the content. The headline was all it took. Talk about a caffeine crash. Now, let's talk about the resistance. So how do we combat this tide of ragebaiting? How do we prevent ourselves from folding faster than Superman on laundry day? First, we need to educate ourselves. Understanding how media works, especially the sensationalism that fuels it, is crucial. By recognizing the tactics used to provoke outrage, we can better navigate the digital landscape. Engaging in healthy discussions requires effort and emotional maturity. It's about being willing to listen, seek understanding, and embrace nuance. When you come across a post that gets your blood boiling, take a moment to breathe. Ask yourself, is this really true? What's the source? Who benefits from my outrage? It's like a game of two truths and a lie, but the stakes are higher. Your sanity might depend on it. As we look to the future, it's clear that ragebaiting isn't going away anytime soon. But guess what? We have the power to change the narrative. By prioritizing healthy discussions over outrage, we can reclaim our conversations. Imagine a world where online debates aren't screaming matches, but opportunities for learning and growth, where we put down our pitchforks and pick up some common sense instead. It's all about small shifts. We can create a culture that values understanding over anger, dialogue over division. So the next time you're faced with a ragebait post, remember, it's just bait. Don't bite. Instead, ask questions, engage with kindness, and elevate the conversation. Because after all, why settle for healthy discussions when we can thrive in a community built on understanding, where pineapple on pizza is just another topping and not a matter of life and death? Stay tuned for our next heated segment, Pineapple on Pizza, Culinary Delight or Culinary Crime? Remember, your comments section is waiting, and it's hungry for your well-reasoned arguments and definitely not at all irrational rage. Feel free to type in all caps if necessary.